So you are being aspiring to be an iOS developer, but you don't know that from where to start, like what are the resources, what are the proper path or roadmap which you need to follow. Because in internet there have been like lot of confusion and like you don't know the exact path to be an iOS developer. So my name is AarshPatel and I have been a pass out of a VIT 24 batch and I have been also a branch topper there. And currently I'm working as iOS developer in Make My Trip. So I know the like proper path in which way I had learned like iOS development and like what all the things have been there. So everything like I have been covered and made a one of a roadmap that you can see that is a ultimate iOS dev roadmap. So this is only one roadmap that you need to follow. No need to follow the all the roadmap because like in this everything I have been covered about like iOS development. And this is like a beginner to advanced level. If you're preparing for interview, you can just follow this roadmap or like you can look out resources based on this roadmap and you can like excel your skills. So this is an ultimate iOS dev roadmap which is for beginner also and for advanced level also. So let's get started and look and dive about it. So if you're like someone like who is like starting from a beginner, like what is like iOS development roadmap? So here it is. So initially, like whatever you would be starting, that is you would be like taking off of any of a programming language. So any of a programming language means for iOS development, you need to take that is we'll see. So, like you would be having a two options, that is a Swift and a Objective C. So Objective C was like used like later on, and like you can see like what are its pros and like basics about it and everything. So Objective C was like used in a older version of iOS development code, but now for now onwards, Apple and like they have moved to that is a completely Swift. So in Swift also like you can just look over like what are the benefit of Objective C and basic about like Swift and everything. So for Swift also like what all like you need to learn it and like everything, because like in this I would be adding a Swift roadmap, then it would be becoming like too much of long roadmap. So we'll make a separate roadmap. So for that a separate roadmap, make sure that you subscribe to the channel Ultimate iOS Dev Roadmap. So this is only one roadmap that you need to follow. No need to follow the all the roadmap because like in this everything I have been covered about like iOS development. And this is like a beginner to advanced level. If you're preparing for interview, you can just follow this roadmap or like you can look out resources based on this roadmap and you can like excel your skills. So this is an ultimate iOS dev roadmap which is for beginner also and for advanced level also. So let's get started and look and dive about it. So if you're like someone like who is like starting from a beginner, like what is like iOS development roadmap? So here it is. So initially, like whatever you would be starting, that is like you would be like taking off of any of a programming language. So any of a programming language means for iOS development, you need to take that is we'll see. So, like you would be having a two options, that is a Swift and a Objective C. So Objective C was like used like later on, and like you can see like what are its pros and like basics about it and everything. So Objective C was like used in a older version of iOS development code, but now for now onwards, Apple and like they have moved to that is a completely Swift. So in Swift also like you can just look over like what are the benefit of Objective C and basic about like Swift and everything. So for Swift also like what all like you need to learn it and like everything, because like in this I would be adding a Swift roadmap, then it would be becoming like too much of long roadmap. So we'll make a separate roadmap. So for that a separate roadmap, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, otherwise you'll be missing out a lot many of an information and then you will be regretting it to be a pro iOS developer. So make sure that you sub to the channel and like this was like something about like a programming language. Now like coming to the iOS development fundamentals. So fundamentals like for development, you need an ID. So for that, you need to download the Xcode ID. So in Xcode ID, what you should be aware of it. It is like basic of setting up. So in setting up, you can like look about like installation preferences, how you can create new project and like you can explore about that all thing. Then coming to the navigation thing, That is how like a interface overview would be there. What are the toolbars? What are the navigators? Then editors and project files, grouping and everything. So basic about like where all the functionality would be there, and like how you would be building up the project, and how you would be running it, and how you would be visually in the simulator and everything. So it's all about like navigation. Then coming to the debugger side, so in debugger also we have breakpoints are there, debug navigator are there, and stepping. So you can like read about it. And then interface with IB outlets, IB action, auto deal. So if you're using UI kit, then you might be aware about these all things. So we'll come to it like what is like this whole thing. Then you can learn about like app state, view control, lifecycle, and everything. So then coming to the iOS feature. So in iOS also basic about like you can learn about push notification, home screen, quick actions, then app clips. Then coming to the widget, that's my favorite part. So in widget also you can create lock screen widget, live activities, then custom controls, which is a new iOS 18 feature. Then home screen widget and everything. And widget I have been created for the make my trip, so I know in and out about like widget very well. So if you want how you can create widget and wanted to explore more, you can comment down. I'll be ready to make a dedicated video on this. Then coming to the iOS architectures. This architecture is core important, like what is core OS, what is core service, cockroach, and in media also we would be having different things, that is a core graphics, animation, AB foundation, core image, audio, and meta, and everything. So this is all about iOS media, then architecture, and this everything. So was coming under the iOS development fundamental. So this graph is it was 2 week and took my lot of an effort. So I'll just show you. What are the coding fundamentals? So here also basic of fundamentals the clean code, like how you can write clean code and in much of an optimized way. Solid principles, you know about it. Then design patterns, like in design patterns you can follow a creational structure and behavior, anyone whatever you prefer. Then DSA, data structure algorithm, you can learn about it. Then coming there is a delegated pattern, and delegated patterns means how you can implement delegate and everything. So these are delegate is important concept for iOS development, and it is much of a useful thing. Then coming to the callbacks, we have closures, and they are also you can understand and how you can use a closer, capture values, and memory management, because memory management is most important, and callbacks, like how you can do in closer. So this was all about coding fundamental. Now coming to the version control. So here also we have a basic of a Git fundamental. So you can have a connect with your Xcode ID and use from the GitHub. Means you can connect your GitHub or Git, and then you can use it. Then coming to the version control, like release and Bitbucket and GitLabs, and strategies are few of them. So release and Git flow and trunk. Then coming to the other thing, that is architecture patterns. So here we have different architectures, that is a MVC, MVP, MVVM, Viper, and TCA. My favorite architecture is a MVVM. It has also pros and negative, like every architecture has pros and negative. But you can comment down that what is your favorite architecture and what do you prefer to use in iOS development, and which is the best architecture according to you. What do you think? Make sure that you comment and let us know. So my favorite is MVM, and how many are the supporter of MVM? Let's see. Then coming to the user interface, where Swift UI and UI kit come to the thing. So yeah, we have in user interface three of thing: iOS human interface, like basic of guidelines, designing and everything. Then coming main thing, that is a UI kit and Swift UI, which is the best. That's also a controversial question. Like someone will say UI kit is best, someone will say Swift UI is best, but both are good, and a combination of UI kit and Swift UI, that is the best of thing. So in this UI kit, you can learn about UI kit basic of thing like components, view control, and user interactions. Then simple building, like simple UI, you can learn about oops, there are too many of things. You can learn about like basic interface, storyboards, what are the storyboards, XIV navigation and view transition. And in UI designs, you can learn about views, view control, navigation control, swagways, and a navigation stack. In navigation stacks, we have like pushing and presenting model and navigation. So this was like a simple all about like UI kit, but UI kit is like it is like too much of being and will be having a separate roadmap how you can like learn it and what are the resources and everything are with that. So I'll make a dedicated video. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Then coming to the Swift UI. So here also we have like in basic of things that you can learn, that is a declarative syntax, component, state management, and data binding. Then coming to the simple UI building. So we have like builder, interface, and view and modify, navigation, and views transitions. In UI design, you can learn about like navigation stacks, and here also we have navigation view, navigation link, and presenting and dismissing of view. So this was all about like whatever UI part of thing. Now coming to the core of thing, that is a networking. So in networking, you will be learning about like URL session, which consists of HTTPS and HTTP, then IAMFire, AFN networking, GraphQL, and connectivity status. So here also you can explore much of thing. Then coming that is a data persistent. So here you can use like user default, property list, NS coding, and codable. You might be using a lot. Core data, Swift data, Realm, keychain also you might be using it. Cloud here you can use that is like Firebase and iCloud, and JSON XML you can like parsing and serialization thing will be coming. So this was all about like data persistent. Now, coming to the most interesting part, that is the memory management, and this is a core like concept of for the app development, because like your app can't be like too much of like big or like too much consuming your memory. So memory management is important. So here it should be like a menu retain release, then automatic ARC, that is a core important concept. Then retain cycle, like your view shouldn't be like retaining much of time if a view is being dismissed or not. In the return cycle, like we have like strong reference, weak reference, unknown reference, and then comes that is a memory like. So this is like a core and important part for the iOS development, that is a memory management. Then coming there is a concurrency. So concurrency is also important thing that will cover up for GCD operation, async and await. So that you can learn about much about it. Then coming that's reactive programming. So here RX Swift here. I haven't like studied much about reactive programming, but we'll explore in future of things. So observable and observe would becoming subject and operator RX Swift and MVVM React Cocoa. Then combine also we have, that is a publisher, subscriber, operator, and pipeline combine and MVVM. I need to explore about reactive programming and we'll see it. And if you are enjoying this video, make sure that you subs, and for this roadmap, a link would be also given in a video's description, so you can go and check it out. Then comes that is like debugging, like how you would be debugging into iOS development. So LDDP, breakpoints, view hierarchy debugger, and memory graph for debugger. So in this, you will be able to understand like or able to visualize the view in a view hierarchy debugger, how your view used to look and everything. Then comes that is a performance. Performance is like a measure of a thing, and everyone should like focus on this. That is a here we have instrument. So in instrument, you can visualize like how the CPU uses is in their memory and disk consumption, networking. You can also visualize that which thread is taking more potential, which thread it is been using less. So everything you can like visualize here in the instrument. Then we have image and memory optimization, battery life optimization, and metric key. So for the app which are being developed by Apple, they have like a good battery life optimization. That is through like this performance management. So they do amazing of a battery life optimization. Now comes other thing, that is a building process. So what's in building process? So here also we have like building signing, then building setting, build phase, build rule, schema, and target. So here also like we will be having a different configuration. So when your app is like a smaller version, you won't like being exploring this all this thing. But when like a app like or else when you have like lot many of things, then like this all like advanced concept would be coming it. So we also use like building signing and wheel setting and wheel facing and like everything like certification management, everything have been there. So build process is also important, and like I've been made some like changes in building process also. So it was like amazing of thing. Then comes that the dependency manager. So here we have CocoaPods, cartridge, and Swift package manager. Generally, we use like CocoaPods mostly, but depends on different app use case what you would be using it. Then few of our common service we would be having, that is a different frameworks. So here we have like AR kit, health kit, game kit, map kit, and core ML. Core ML is like major of a trending of thing, but you can also like use of this thing and like create amazing product in iOS development. Then analytics like tracking tool we have. So here like you can use Firebase analytics or new release analytics, like you can use it. Then we have like CMS, content management systems, or whatever app you have been using it. It need to manage like content like image or video or text or anything. So which can be managed through Sanity, Adobe Experience Manager, and Content Stack. So depends on like whatever like you wanted to use and what like you would be using it. Then coming further, that is the testing like much of an important, like every app should be like tested. So here we have like unit testing. You can use like XA test or like Swift testing. Swift testing is like new and popular, and if you wanted to know information much about like Swift testing, I'll be there and help ready to make a new video on like how you can do. Then we have like UI testing also. So UI testing like XA test or Appium is there. Then snapshot testing, we have like Facebook snapshot. Beta testing, we have like test flight and Firebase app distribution. So this is all about like testing. You can learn like and explore about like different thing in testing. Then comes that is a security. So here also we need a security in iOS development. So first thing, data storage, we would be using encryption of data. In this, we have common crypto and CryptoKit. I've been work with data storage and security things, so I have work on this CryptoKit and everything. Then we have like communication, so app transport security. So here we have exception domain and SSL pinning. SSL pinning also I have been worked upon it, so I have worked on the security part of the identity and access management, touch ID, face ID, server-side token validation, and we have code. So we should be able to write a code in such a way that any injection attack or any other like attack shouldn't be possible in your code. So it should be a secure code of thing. Then we have like CI/CD pipelines. So in pipelines like CI tools we have. So CI tools, you can go with Xcode Cloud, Jenkins, Travis, GitHub Action, Orca Security, and App Center. We use few among these. Then device farm, we have AWS device farm, Firebase, Test Lab, and Browser Stack. We generally use it. Then few code quality tools, you should be aware of it and should be exploring. Fastlane, much of an important tool. Swiftly, we use Danger just for security check and many of things. Tailor, we have Swift format, we have. Then few of like crash reporting tools have been there. So here like you can explore like through test flight, sanity, and Firebase crash analytic. Generally, Firebase crash analytic is best. Then we have like app distribution. So you'll be uploading to the app store. Here we have like enterprise app. So in this like MDM and what's a AirWatch and Intune is there. For App Store, we have like you can explore information about like review guidelines and Apple Store Connect. So from when like I just what I got, spoke about like many of things, but uh, you can see this like roadmap, like there have been like a lot many of things in iOS development. So we started from programming language to architecture pattern to debugging to building process to analytic to security to app store. So this is just ultimate iOS development roadmap. So if you are into iOS development, you should be following it. Or if you are preparing for any like interview thing or like for advancing your skills or any of thing, you can just follow this iOS development roadmap. So you can download this as development roadmap. Link is given in a video description. And if you have any of a query, do let me know and share your thoughts or commenting in your comment. And after this, you can watch about like what are my expenses in a Bangalore about like as a software development. You can watch it here, and what is my room rent. You can check it out here. That's pretty much. See you in the upcoming video.